Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the daily morning update from ET Now and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 13th of July. Consumer price index inflation stood at 6.26% in June 2021 compared with 6.3% in May, according to data released by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation yesterday. The reading was below the consensus estimates of economists, which had pegged it at 6.6% for the month. Inflation in food and beverages rose to 5.58% compared with 5.24% in May. With CPI now above the RBI Monetary Policy Committee's comfort zone of 4% plus or minus 2% for the second month in a row, the impact on policy will be keenly watched. Most economists expect the MPC to remain accommodative and look through inflation in favour of supporting growth. However, the inflation projection for the year might have to be revised upwards. The World Health Organization's chief scientists on Monday advised against people mixing and matching COVID-19 vaccines from different manufacturers, calling it a dangerous trend since there was little data available about the health impact. And sticking with vaccines, Bharat Biotech yesterday said it submitted all documents required for the emergency use listing of its COVID-19 vaccine Covaxin to the World Health Organization and expects an approval at the earliest. Last week, the WHO chief scientist Soumya Swaminathan had said that the global health body is likely to take a decision on Bharat Biotech's COVID-19 vaccine in the emergency use listing within 4 to 6 weeks. India's full rollout of the Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine, meanwhile, will have to be put on hold until the Russian producer provides equal quantities of its two differing doses, according to Dr. Reddy's laboratories. The Indian pharmaceutical company originally planned a full rollout in mid-June and is currently running a pilot program under which more than 195,000 doses have so far been administered in hospitals across the country. Ratings agency ICRA has said that the restructured book of loans for non-banking financial companies is expected to rise to 4.1 to 4.3% of total loans by March 2022 from 2.2% in March 2021. This is largely on account of the stress that emerged with the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. In the telecom space, after 2 straight months of witnessing growth in its subscriber base, Vodafone Idea showed a decline of 1.8 million users in the month of April, according to the sector's regulators' data. Reliance Jio continued to maintain its lead with a net addition of 4.8 million wireless users in the month, while rival Bharti Airtel added 0.5 million, according to the data that was released by TRAI on Monday. And with that, it's over to Rohit Singh for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Rohit. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex. The flat close on Monday doesn't capture the jagged pullbacks from day's highs. We're now seemingly in a phase of consolidation with sharp moves within a range. Some of the biggest names on the index were under selling pressure, but in the end, Reliance and ICICI Bank held up to deflect any major sell-off. In all this, broader market managed to hold the ground. The Nifty Realty Index has given a breakout after 10 years of moving in a tight band. It rose to its highest level since 2011. Some relief on the macro front as the industrial output grew almost 30% year-on-year in May, but fell short of estimates, while retail inflation slowed marginally to 6.27% in June. Foreign investors were net sellers to the tune of 750 crore rupees, and domestic investors bought shares worth about 450 crore rupees. Let's tell you about the active stocks this morning. SEBI has questioned the role of directors of PNB Housing Finance in the planned preferential allotment to Carlyle Group. 4 of India's top private lenders, including HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, have agreed to pick up a 9.9% stake each in an entity to resolve stressed assets. Shilpa Medicare has decided to spin off its API business into a subsidiary. The stock was on fire ahead of the announcement yesterday. Reliance and Airtel continue to add mobile phone users in April, while Vodafone Idea lost close to 18 lakh users in that month. Suntech Realty's pre-sales have grown 74% year-on-year, while collections have nearly trebled. Bidders for Shipping Corporation of India have got access to the virtual data room to analyze the financials. On to some global news. US stocks ended at record highs as earnings kick off this week. The street will watch out for signs of how strong the economic recovery has been. Meanwhile, shares of Virgin Galactic slumped almost 20% on news of a share sale of up to $500 million. To recap, we are still floating in a narrow range and it doesn't look likely that we are breaking out anytime soon. Experts are advising that investors should tread with caution till a clearer trend emerges. Wish you all a profitable day ahead. That's all from my end. I hand it back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Rohit. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Stay tuned to ET Now over the course of the day for all the news and updates in the world of business, markets, and everything else.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.